Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I thought it would be really fun to learn this 2-chord song, Achy, Breaky Heart, give you a couple of different options. First, we're going to be learning a simple strumming pattern with simple chords, and then I'm going to be teaching you a left-handed muting technique that could take things up a notch. If you're looking for printable chord charts, please visit my Patreon page where I have over 500 printouts. The chords that you'll need are a C chord and a G7. Now, if you're just starting off and you want to just try to switch between your chords and you're just getting them underneath your fingers, I highly suggest that you strum down 1, 2, 3, 4, or down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. The strumming pattern that I'm going to be using in the play along is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And each down, up, down, up is going to be equal to 4 counts. So if I want to play a chord for 4 counts, I have to play that entire strumming pattern cycle. So first we have the verse, we have a C chord, and I'm going to be playing that for 3 measures. So I have down, up, down, up, down, up 3 times, and then I switch to a G7. So let's try it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, here we go. Down, up, 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 G7. G7 again. 2 more times. Down, up, now C chord. So that's the entire song because that is the verse and also the chorus. Now for something fun, we're going to add some left-handed muting. So we're going to be using the same strumming pattern that we had used before. It's just you notice there's some X's. Those are indicated by a percussive mute. So you could chuck on the first one if you are familiar with chucking. If you're not familiar with chucking, I do have a video on how to chuck. I'm going to put that in the cards above and the description box below. And it's way number 2 because I have 3 ways to chuck. This would be number 2 that I'd be referring to for chucking. Now for this one, we have 2 in a row at the very end, you can see. And then with a chuck, it really only allows you for 1, unless you do a scratching technique. Like that. That's a little different, but that's also in the chucking video. But we're going to be employing our chording hand to just create a nice mute or a stop so that it stops the strings from vibrating, but we keep the strumming pattern going. It just adds this really nice plow, chuck right there. So we have our C chord is going to be played like this instead of this, because we need these fingers to cover our strings. So what I'm going to do is that when I strum down, up, and then when I strum down again, these fingers are going to cover the strings. Do you see that? Down, up, cover, cover, down, up, cover, up, cover. You see how my strumming hand, it keeps going, no matter what. So if you've mastered that strumming pattern and you're looking for something just a little bit more limbic, then try the muting, the left-handed muting. So it does take some time to coordinate the left hand and the right hand, but as long as you have the down, up, down, down, up, covered with your strumming hand, it's coordinating when to lift and when to cover. You don't need a lot of pressure with these fingers right here to create a mute. If you're squeezing too hard, it'll sound like this. Hear that? You hear some other notes ringing out. Just gentle touch. All right. And also, it doesn't matter what fingers you're strumming with. I'm strumming down with my index finger or my index and my middle, and then up with my thumb. Whether you strum up and down with your index finger, or maybe even with just your thumb, it's going to add a little different texture. Hear that? Versus the fingernails. just my index finger. Hear that? So there's a little difference in texture, but it's not really, the rhythm is still there. So whether you're using even a ukulele pick, felt pick, works great too. So this technique is more so about coordinating your left hand and your strumming hand, or your chording hand and your strumming hand. I know there's some lefties out there. With the G7, what I'm doing is that I'm employing a squeeze and a release. So with the G7, you see that I have 3 fingers occupying 3 strings. Works really well. So what happens is that I squeeze and I release. Squeeze. And when I strum down again, the strings are muted. But you hear this G ringing out? You could either take your middle finger, bring it up just a little bit, and lay the flat of your finger, the pad of your finger, on the string, lightly touching the G string to mute it. So you're really muting that G string the entire time, but you still have your G7 chord, those 3 notes in the triad. That's gonna work. It's gonna sound like a G7 no matter what, whether you have this G open or that one muted. Okay. Another thing that you can do that I like to do is I like to take my thumb, just bring it up a little bit, and then I like to slightly touch that G string. It doesn't need to curl over completely, not at all. It just needs to lightly touch the string to mute it, to stop it from vibrating. And I keep that muted the entire time I play the G7. Do you see that? It's muted. Like that. So it's going to be down, up, and then when I strum down again, I just release the pressure off of the strings, stops them from vibrating, but my fingers remain in contact with the strings to create that chuck, or that muting effect. Back to C. So you'll see in the play along that I'm using the left-handed muting technique. You could use just down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, or the strumming pattern that I showed you before without the muting technique. But I think there's something in here for just for you to work on and just kind of find out, like, okay, what do I want to do today? If you're just working on the chords, then just work on the chords. If once you feel a little more confident, try the 8th note strumming pattern. Then try the syncopated strumming pattern with that tie. Next, try the muting. So in the play along, I am playing the one with the muting, but you can choose your own adventure, so to speak, and then take it to a different level depending upon where you are, just to help you grow. All right, ready? 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can tell the world you never was my girl. You can burn my clothes and when I'm gone. Or you can tell your friends just what a fool I've been and laugh and joke about me on the phone. You can tell my arms go back into the fun. You can tell my feet to hit the floor. Or you can tell my lips to tell my fingertips they won't be reaching out for you no more. But don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, I just don't think it understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, it might blow up and kill this man. Ooh. Tell my mom I moved to Arkansas. You can tell your dog that bit my leg. Or tell your brother Cliff, whose fist can tell my lip, he never really liked me anyway. Go tell your Aunt Louise Just watch out for my mind. It might be walking out on me one day. Don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart. Just don't think it understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, it might blow up and kill this man. Ooh. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. If you want more songs in this summer song series, I'm going to put them in the cards all around me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye. Following FTC guidelines, this ukulele was sent to me by Anue, but this video is not sponsored. The link in the description box below is affiliated, so if you use my code, you'll get 10% off of your purchase or any purchase that you make with Anue. And a small portion of that goes back to me in supporting my channel. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.